Today I'm going to talk about a topic that actually could be my number one topic that I love talking about and that intrigues me so much and that I have personally struggled so much with it. And I hear everyone pretty much a lot of dads, a lot of men and women, but we're talking about I want to be this message to be direct from man to man, from dad to dad, and it's the biggest struggle on why we don't work out and exercise anymore. And it is that you don't have time. I know life gets so incredibly busy just as soon as you get married, and then you go, maybe a kid and maybe 2 kids. Some people have 3 and 4. I couldn't even imagine how busy your life would get. I personally have 2. I'm married. We've got a baby that's 7 months and another 7-year-old boy. So yeah, I am very busy. And yes, when people ask me, or when I ask myself, why don't I work out? I always say, well, because I don't have time. Now, the way to understand how to break from that mindset of I don't have time is about trying to find how you could work out and exercise by changing your lifestyle of working out. I don't mean like changing your lifestyle because you can't change your responsibilities or anything, but more, actually the word that I want to use more is adapt. So you have to adapt your workouts based on your lifestyle. That's what I want to say. Now, how do you do that? Well, it's very simple and at the same time not very simple. Because let me put you an example. When I was younger, maybe like about 19, 20 years old, I'm 37 now, so a little while ago, I actually used to go to the gym. I used to go to a local gym. It was like a 5-minute drive from my house. It was super convenient. And I used to go probably like around 3 or 4 times a week. And I used to go late in the afternoon. I used to love going around 5 or 6 p.m. and I used to be there for a few hours, at least 2 hours, sometimes 3, to do a little bit of cardio at the end, maybe a class. I really didn't have any time, any specific time that I had to finish that workout. I was going with some friends, so we'll just stay there and as long as we wanted, 3 or 4 times a week. Now, then I used to come home, cook myself some dinner, have a shower, go to bed at 10 p.m. or something like that. I always said to myself that the best time to work out for a person is different for everyone. Some people like to work out in the morning, some people like to work out in the afternoons, some people work out late at night, or the best time to work out is the best time that it suits you and the best time that you like to do it. Now, I always said, well, I like working out in the afternoons, late in the afternoons. I don't like doing it in the mornings. That's when I like to do it, and I've always done it like that, and that's it. Then the other way that I like to work out is to go to the gym. Go to my local gym. I like it. I know all the exercises. I love using all the machines. I just really love working out at a gym. Now, the issue happened when I moved to a town where there was no gym nearby. So I was like, well, what am I gonna do? Drive like at least 40 minutes to the closest gym? Then I stopped just working out at all, completely. I was pretty fit, so I was like, well, I kind of like don't I don't think I need it. Like, I don't need to go, so I'm just gonna just not work out and just live my lifestyle like that. Now, what happened was that then I started to become really, really unfit after a few years of not doing anything. And I put on weight, maybe like about 10, 15, at least 15 kilos. I was weighing, first I was around 75, and then 75, 76, 77 sometimes. And then I went up to 90. I went up a few sizes on my belt. I felt, always tired, just very sluggish all the time. I didn't have much energy and weaker, actually. I started to realize that I couldn't run a little bit without getting really puffed or really do anything. And a few health problems started to come in as well in my body, which a lot of you guys listening probably will relate to as well. And that started to happen like on my early 30s, like when I was like around 33, 34. Like before then, no issues. Then suddenly started seeing issues, and I thought, I need to do something. I need to change my lifestyle. But then I was like, well, how am I gonna work out if there's no gyms nearby, or they're too expensive, and I like working out in the afternoons. And now I've got kids. That's the worst time for working out. If you have kids, you will understand. From 5 to 8 p.m. It's the whole nighttime routine, the showers, and that's definitely not a good time to do it. But I always put that as an excuse that I can't work out how I like to and how I've always done it and how it works for me. So then I'm just not gonna do it because there's no other way. Which in a way, now that I look back, I really think that was a limiting belief. Because if you really want to work out and fit in your exercise, you can do it at different times of the day and adapt it, and you'll have to do it at times where you don't want to or that doesn't suit you. You'll have to do it at times that you thought you don't like. For example, working out in the mornings if you used to love working out at night, or vice versa, work out at night if you used to work out in the mornings. But the main thing is that you have to make the time and fit it in. Within your lifestyle that you got right now, and if you're in a position how I was for a very long time where you don't do anything at the moment, look, the first thing to do is to make the decision that you want to change your lifestyle, because what you're doing right now is not working. It's affecting your body, is giving you potentially, you're having some health issues already, and you feel tired. If you have kids, you cannot play with them as you want to. You're pretty much not that strong hero for your kids when you're at the park, running, climbing, and you want to change that. So that's the first step. Then the second step is to look at your week and just write down what you do every day, in like from when you wake up until you go to bed, for 7 days on an average week. I know it can change. So let's say, just as an example, let's say on a Tuesday, I wake up at 7 a.m. I have maybe breakfast or a shower or something. Then I leave for work at 8. And then I get to work at 8:30. Then at 12 I have a half hour or an hour lunch break. Then I start work again. Then I finish at 5. Go home. Just write down what you actually do and how long it takes you. And see in your days, where are the times where you have time that you're doing something that is not productive, and that there is where you can fit in your workout. For example, could some days a week at your office, do a quick workout, even if it's a 20-minute one in your lunch break. Go for a walk, maybe eat lunch at your desk and use that time for working out. Could you at nighttime start with a 20-minute workout when you're watching Netflix for an hour and a half? Could you fit something in there? And if the answer is yes, there's really no magic formula, but just get your ass off the couch and do something. And the last thing that I'm going to tell you is that you will find no one to help you. You're absolutely alone in this. You will not find anywhere any help or any extra motivation or push or anything. You have to understand that you are alone in this, okay? And trust me, I've gone through a lot of periods, even recently, where I do absolutely nothing, and I get in the bad habits of playing with my phone and watching Netflix, playing games on my phone, and then realizing that, if I keep going like this, no one's ever gonna tell me anything. In a way, I'm doing nothing wrong. No one's gonna count how many hours I play on my phone or how many shows I'm watching on Netflix, how many episodes. But you gotta remember, how do you feel when you start working towards your physical health? It feels amazing, physically, mentally, actually, in fact, every other part of your life, like a puzzle, starts coming in together when you start working on yourself. You start feeling amazing, you have more energy, you can play more with your kids. You can actually do it. And the guys that do it, they find a way to do it. I remember when I used to work at an office, and there was this lady, and she used to work out every single day in her lunch break. She used to do a quick cardio, body weight session. Fair enough, she was a personal trainer as her job, but there was nothing different from her lunch break to anyone else's lunch break. Everyone else had the same opportunity to work out on her lunch break, but everyone else would go to the lunchroom and sit down and just sit down and talk and eat for half hour or 45 minutes, however long it took. But she didn't. She used to eat lunch at her desk and then do a half-hour workout or a 25-minute workout every single day. And she used to tell me, I have to do it and I need it, and I'll fit it in like this. So see when you can do it, fit it in, you've got time, and stop saying when someone says, oh, why don't you work out? You say, it's because I don't have time. See you next time.